Hey everybody. Um, the kids took my car. They wanted to go do some grocery shopping, and all things like that are about an hour away. Closest grocery store really is an hour away. There's a little grocery store here in Sneedville, but 10 out of 10 do not recommend, honestly. I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to say anything to make anybody upset with me, or just we go into the bigger town for grocery shopping. So the kids are in my car, so I've got the truck, and I'm just kind of sitting outside. It's super hot. It's so hot, it's unbelievable. Here's the puppies. They think we're going somewhere. We're not going anywhere right now. We're really not. No, we're not. We're not going anywhere right now. Go play. But, go play. You want to go play? You want to go play? Go play. Go on. Go. Go play. Good girl. Sorry. She's my little juvenile, the one that was just up here. She wants to be right by my side all the time. They all do, but especially her. She's still unsure of some things and growing into maturity. She's not even a year old yet. She'll be a year old in September. But anyway, I wanted to hop on here real quick. My sister, in a previous video, I'm not sure which one, I talked about my little nephew having Marfan syndrome. Excuse me. So I wanted to make a video about that. He's got heart problems. It comes with Marfan's. He's got to have a surgery done. This is not his first one. He just had scoliosis surgery. That was rough. Poor thing, he just got a lot to deal with. She's a single mom. Has no help other than what I can do when things are going better for me. But I really need to start a GoFundMe to help her. She's, I'm really proud of her. It's hard being a single parent, especially a single parent with a child that is special needs or has health problems. She's got 2 other kids, and it's just super duper hard on her, especially recovering from everything from she was trafficked. It was really bad. It was just really bad. It was really bad. Identity change bad. I hope that's not a black bear. We've got black bears that come hang out all the time. But I really want to do a GoFundMe for her. I need to make it really quick and then share it when I share the link to it when I share this video. There's so much I want to say, I don't even know where to begin, honestly. My sister has endured so much. She was trafficked. We finally escaped that, miraculously. The 2 people that had her before I was able to find her, let's just say they're no longer with us. Something horrible happened to them. And we literally ran for our lives. I didn't have any money when we left. I think I had $3 in my wallet. And I was literally just praying. I was praying, Lord, show us where to go. We didn't have anywhere to go. Had no money. Had nothing. And then I thought about my dad's friends in British Columbia and Canada. And I reached out to them. And they're like, if you can get to the border, we'll meet you at the border, claim asylum. Because I had audio evidence of the trafficking. And people responsible. And I know a lot of people think this is just conspiracy theorists that say this. But I'm telling you, living experience with it, it's true. It's people that are politicians. Sadly, it's church pastors, judges and lawyers, and police officers responsible for this. So we were in a very dangerous situation, and we were just praying. And we left in the middle of the night. I had $3 on me. It got us all the way. I had some gas in the car already. We were in southeast Tennessee, and we made it all the way to Paducah, Kentucky, I think. We just went north. I had no direction. I just started driving. And I just started praying. And this lady, we were sitting at a gas station with no gas, no money. I was like, I don't know what to do. Then all of a sudden, this lady just walks up to the car and hands us $80. And she was like, I just feel like you guys need this. And she gave it to us. And she says, I don't need an explanation. Just take it. And I was like, all right. I was like, thank you, Lord. So we put gas in the car, got ourselves a little something cheap to eat. And then we made it all the way to St. Joe, Missouri on that. This was back in 2019. Trump was in office then. And gas was extremely cheap. I think it was like $20 to fill my car. So we made it all the way to St. Joe, Missouri. I didn't know what to do to keep traveling to make it. They told us to come to Washington State and then try to come to the border to claim asylum. Washington State's run under British Columbia. And so we were trying to make it across country. After I talked to Jen and Jason, they told us to come there. Made it to and I was like, we were calling the 800 numbers for trafficking help. Completely useless. They just sent us to another 800 number, to another 800 number, to another 800 number. And finally the person said, hey, I don't know what to tell you. It's just baffling that is useless. And I wonder how many girls don't get help because the only thing they know to do is call those 800 numbers. It's really sad. So from my previous life experience, I was like, well, there's domestic violence shelters. I know that maybe we could find at least somewhere to get some help. So I started looking for DV shelters along the way. So the first one I looked up was, and I was nervous about that because I didn't want to have a cell phone. So, because I know you can be tracked by your cell phone. So we're in St. Joe. I talked to the lady and she's like, we can help you with gas, sleep here tonight, get some rest, get out of the car. We'd been in the car for several days by then. They gave us food to travel with. They fed us, let us take showers, let us get a night's sleep. We took off and left the next morning. Made it all the way. We were headed west. Made it all the way to Mitchell, South Dakota. And on that tank of gas. So we got to Mitchell, South Dakota. Sorry, my arm's itching. We got to Mitchell, South Dakota. Went to another DV shelter. And of course, when I get to these DV shelters, I'm showing them the evidence I have. I've got the audio recording. I had a county commissioner on audio recording talking about trafficking. My sister. Okay. So I had proof. And Titus, I'm not throwing that right now. I'm busy. So I got to Mitchell. They did the same thing. They helped us, got us gas to get further down the road from Mitchell, South Dakota, which is in East River, east side of the state. We drove and made it all the way to Rapid City, South Dakota, went to another shelter. This shelter is called Wavy in Rapid City, South Dakota. We got there about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I let everybody was sleeping when we got there. I was driving at the time, and I let everybody stay in the car sleeping. Snow was already hitting the ground. It was really cold. We weren't used to that kind of cold weather. And got to Wavy. I went to the door. She brought me in. I talked to her, and I said, my sister and my daughter are in the car. We just need gas. We're trying to get to Washington State to the border. And she says, we could probably help you with gas, but you're going to have to wait until morning because you got to talk to a caseworker. I can't help with any of that. We wanted to just keep traveling. I didn't like stopping. I didn't feel safe. But she's like, you're going to have to. You got to talk to a counselor about that. And they didn't really know how to help us because they're domestic violence, and why domestic violence shelters aren't safe for trafficking survivors is because typically a woman who's fleeing domestic violence has to worry about her significant other, the abusive significant other, right? When you're talking about trafficking organizations, you're worried about a lot of people. A lot of people that have no problem, if they think you're in a shelter, sending a girl in there claiming to be a DV victim just to see if you're in there, and it's bad. It's not safe. It's really not. So we're in Rapid City. Titus, knock it off. So he wants me to throw this stick for him. Look at this. Yeah, I know. So we're in Rapid City. We got a shower. We got something to eat. Knock it off. We got a shower. We got something to eat. No. We got a shower. We got something to eat. And the next morning, I went to go meet with the caseworker. And I was sitting in the waiting area on a couch, and I looked over and I seen this book laying on this end table by the couch, right? And it said, the title of the book was From Trafficked to Treasured by Kelly Patterson. So I'm sitting there waiting. I pick up the book and I'm skimming through it and everything, and just tears. I just couldn't hold it back. I just couldn't. And this girl comes from outside from smoking, and she's like, that's my book. You can read it if you want to. And I couldn't even speak. She said, I know the lady that wrote that book. She actually lives here in Rapid City. And finally, I could form the words, and I said, really? She said, yeah, I have her phone number. So I called her. She called her for me. I want you to know, Kelly Patterson has an organization called Treasured Lives in Rapid City, South Dakota. She helped us. She came right then. She came to that shelter right then. And she talked to me on the phone when she was on her way. She called me. She goes, I'm on my way. Or I was on the phone with her. And she says, I'm on my way. She goes, tell me a little bit about your situation. And when I told her who was involved, she said, you don't have to say any more. The same thing happened to me. She says, I know you're telling the truth. So, hang on one second. Kelly gets there. She organizes a meeting with the director of the DV shelter. And she sits in the meeting with us. And they devise a plan. And she's like, it's not safe for them to be in these shelters. We need to keep them moving and traveling and just keep them moving until we can figure out what's going on, what we can do to help. Because we had to get the trafficking reported to the authorities. And the only way we could do that is if they could keep us safe. You know? So we started our travels. We were living in the car. We went to several different places in Colorado. We were in Wyoming. We were in Montana. We went to Washington State. No, sir. We were in Washington State. They sent us to Nebraska for a while. And then eventually she got us a burner phone. We got rid of our phones. She got us a burner phone. And then they finally arranged. This lady runs a modern day underground railroad for trafficking survivors. And then she got us in touch with investigators with the Department of Justice. And there's an open case now. You know, my sister speaks out about it quite a bit. It's very dangerous because the case is still open. But I refuse to let these jokers win. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. It's time for them to be running, not us. So, we were in safe housing where they didn't even want us to go to Walmart or anything for 3 years. We left Tennessee in 2019. I finally got my identity changed. It's a little more complicated for my sister because she has children, minor children. I didn't have minor children at the time. But it puts a lot of restraints on my sister and her ability to help herself, you know. Now, the people that trafficked her were very powerful. They took her kids from her and used them against her. They offered to give the boys back to her if she would agree to let them have her little girl. And you know what for. Eventually the state of South Dakota got involved and fought them. Now keep in mind, my sister never had an abuse allegation, never failed a drug screen, and they took her kids. That's because it was the government that was doing it. I'm telling you guys, people think, oh, that's not real. I'm telling you it does. And it can happen. If it can happen to us, it can happen to anybody. Okay? So, anyway, safe housing, got my identity changed. They were great. Like I said, if anybody needs help with resources for trafficking, I can help you. It was really bad for a long time. It was really scary. It's still scary in a way, you know. And even though we were running for our lives, it was the scariest time ever. But at the same time, it was a relief at the same time because it was the freest I ever felt as far as being able to travel around. I don't feel safe staying in one spot too long. I like to keep it moving. Maybe that's because of what I've been through. I don't know. But now my sister, South Dakota, they got on board helping her. They knew what happened and why they had taken her kids. And she fought like a wildcat, got her kids back. And do you know that the father, they didn't charge with child support at all, but they did her. And while she's struggling to be a single mother and recover herself, they put her in major debt and making her pay child support on those kids when they had no right to take them to begin with. So she had a lot of her check garnished to pay back child support for them taking her kids as leverage against her to keep her in the ring. It's really sad. And I can tell you one thing. I wish I could help my sister more than I'm able to right now. I'm hoping this job with Alaska will help me to do that. I hate it that she's by herself with the kids. You know, the housing situation, it can only be her and the kids living there. But she's doing the best she can, and she's doing really well. But with having her son with health problems, we've tried to find ways to get help with transportation to get him to his medical appointments and things like that. And of course, they say things like that are available. It's just hard to access any of it. It really is. It's just her income. You know, she's paying the bills completely by herself. And I'm going to share another short later because I got to gather some information from her, and then I got to make a GoFundMe page for her. But if you guys can share that for me, you know, as much as you can, that would be appreciated. I told her to go ahead and make a YouTube channel, you know, about Marfans. And not a lot of people know about Marfans, I don't think. They don't realize how devastating of a diagnosis it is, you know, for a little kid. But she needs support. So I'm going to try to help get her that. And if anybody else needs help, like I said, with trafficking or anything like that, reach out. You know, make a fake email, a fake YouTube page, send me a message. Comment. I watch my notifications. As soon as I get a comment, I see it. And I'll say, got it, or something like that. And then you can go back and delete your comment. And just leave your contact information. And then as soon as I respond to you, go back and delete it really quick. And I will get in touch with you. But it's bad. It's right in our faces. It's in our backyards. It really is. But I guess that's all I have to say about that topic, you know. But above all else, we need prayer. Prayers for my sister and her kids. Prayers for me and my kids. And, of course, the situation I've been talking about, us with this homestead we have, you know. We need something to happen. And prayers that I can find a job. I have applied at every business in this little town and businesses in the neighboring towns an hour away that are off the mountain, and still nothing. I literally don't have 2 dimes to my name right now. It's really bad. I need prayer. I need a job. I'm praying that some of the seafood processing plants will get in touch with me. Oh, and I think the kids are going to keep the dogs for me while I go do that. So that's awesome. And then hopefully if I get hired, I'll go ahead and get something set up for next season so they can go with me, you know. But I appreciate everybody. I appreciate the comments. And for those that, you know, I know there's jerks everywhere. For those that feel the need to comment nasty stuff or ignorant things, that's okay. It's not my first rodeo. But I appreciate it, you guys. And I'll make another video as soon as I can.